A warm welcome to everybody at the 54th meeting of Soteria, and today we will be reading from the libretto of Claude Debussy's Pelléas et Mélisande, with first of all an introduction by Stead. So with no further ado, Stead, over to you.
Thank you. Claude Debussy saw Maurice Maeterlinck's play Pelléas and Mélisande in Paris in 1893. And when he saw it, he immediately realized that that was the subject he was seeking to write an opera about. And 9 years later, after taking great pains in its birth and upbringing, so to speak. He attended, I believe, every rehearsal of it. It was performed in the same city. And in retrospect, it's probably his crowning achievement. It's the longest and most complex of all his works. What we're about to read, it was not intended to be read or heard independently. It's Debussy's own redacted version of the text, but I believe it's only scenes and a few at that have been removed. No words. The scenes that remain are as they are in the play. There is a clear reason why one might want to read the libretto of an opera, which is mine, namely if one wishes to appreciate the opera better, to focus one's attention on that layer of its structure, the textual layer, to know the armature on which the composer wove his composition. But for someone who has no interest in opera as a form, is it a legitimate literary form, reading a libretto? But I mean, isn't it not like stripping a painting back to the drawing that underlies it, which I think is often a very valuable thing to do.
Yeah.
And some preparatory drawings for paintings could be more eloquently powerful than the coloured renditions that they go on to produce. Immediately, the cartoons for frescoes come to mind by Michelangelo and Raphael, for example, which I think are much more successful than the finished coloured versions. Maurice Maeterlinck seems now more a representative of the symbolist movement than an individual artist whose work has transcended his times. Debussy, on the contrary, is just as contemporary in his music as any other classical composer, and it's the renown of his one opera that gives currency to the name of the Belgian playwright, who, however, was very successful in his own time and was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature and made a count, and inspired a lot of interest. Other composers wrote music for performances of Pelléas and Mélisande, Schoenberg, Sibelius, and Fauré. Three composers of the first rank. Almost all of Debussy's vocal pieces were settings of symbolist poems, most famously Stéphane Mallarmé's L'Après-midi d'une Faune. He also set Charles Baudelaire, Paul Verlaine, and Edgar Allan Poe. Given the popularity of works based on or referencing Francesca di Rimini, the noble lady who was killed by her husband on discovering her affair with his brother, one might regard this opera as yet another retelling of the same story, which it's very similar to. And there was a lot of interest in that. I think the play by D'Annunzio of the same name, namely Francesca di Rimini, came out all almost the same time as I believe. So what is the aesthetic of symbolism, in particular, that Debussy bring to this subject? Symbolism is about evoking the unsaid and going beyond the ostensible. What larger ideas are being evoked and brought to the horizon of vision? Is it a creed of making art for art's sake, of making love for love's sake, and of making peace with the consequences, however unsettling? I shall leave those questions and end with a quote from Neville Cardus, the music critic, written on having attended a performance of the opera, the text plus music. Pelléas in Mélisande is a drama of the inner, the really real world, a drama of implications, of psychological conflicts too secret to concentrate into the obvious attitudes of life, exhibitory and active. Our Kell is old age poignantly particularized. The music by which Debussy gives him grief and wisdom is bowed in its somber moving phrases and harmonies, so pathetically in contrast to the golden-throated lyricism of Pelléas. The innocent youngness, but older in herself than she knows, of Mélisande, and the simple manliness of Golo, that unfortunate horseman. All these people are pulsating themselves, but we see them from a distance. They move in a permanent timeless dimension. It is ourselves watching and overhearing from our clock-measured, active, merely phenomenal world who are unreal. Debussy does not describe, he evokes. His orchestra, unlike Wagner's, does not point. It covers everything, a veiled, unheard, yet heard presence, omnipresent. I can think of no better compliment to the conductor and the singers than to say that all these intrinsic qualities of the work were brought home. I think with that, quite the mouth-watering description of the opera, let's see to the text and to our assigned part. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Can everyone see it?
Hmm?
Good, excellent. I'll do the impersonal narration. So we'll be starting off with Michael in London as Golo, Mélisande as Ginny.
Yeah.
Pelléas and Mélisande, first act, scene 1. Mélisande discovered on the edge of a fountain.
Maybe, I don't know about anybody else, a little bit bigger.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
just
Okay.
a reminder of who's playing which character.
Paul, you're the second Pelléas when Robert sort of flags where yeah.
Right.
We'll just see how it goes. Right.
Okay. I shall not be able to leave this forest again. God knows how far this beast has led me. Yet I thought I had wounded it unto death, and here are traces of blood. But now I have lost sight of it. I fear that I am lost myself, and my dogs no longer find me. I shall retrace my steps. I hear weeping. Oh, oh, what is it that there is by the water? A little girl who weeps near the water. Why dost thou weep? Do not fear. You have nothing to be afraid of. Why do you weep here all alone?
Do not touch me. Do not touch me.
Have no fear. I will do you no. Oh, you are beautiful.
Do not touch me. Do not touch me, or I shall throw myself in the water.
I do not touch you. See, I'll stay here against the tree. Have no fear. Has anyone hurt you?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Who has done you harm?
All.
What harm has been done to you?
I will not say it. I cannot say it.
Come, do not weep thus. Whence come you?
I escaped, escaped.
Yes, but from where did you escape?
I'm lost here, lost. I'm not from here. I was not born there.
Where are you from? Where were you born?
Oh, far from here, far, far.
What sparkles thus at the bottom of the water?
Why, where? Oh, is it the crown that he gave me? It fell through my weeping.
A crown? Who gave you a crown? I will try to get it.
No. I don't want it anymore. I do not want it. I prefer to die at once.
I could recover it easily. The water is not very deep.
I do not want it anymore. If you recover it, I shall throw myself in its place.
No, I shall leave it there. Yet one could get it very easily. It appears very handsome. Is it long since you fled?
Yes. Who are you?
I'm Prince Gulo, grandson of King Arkell, the old king of Alamund.
Oh, you already have gray hair.
Yes, a few here by the temples.
And the beard, too. Why do you look at me that way?
I look at your eyes. You never close your eyes.
Yes, I do. I close them at night.
Why do you wear such a look of surprise?
You're a giant.
I'm a man like any other.
Why did you come here?
I do not know myself. I was hunting in the forest. I followed a boar. I missed my way. You look very young. How old are you?
I begin to feel cold.
Will you come with me?
Oh, no, I remain here.
You cannot remain alone. You cannot remain here all night. What is your name?
Melisande,
You cannot remain here, Mélisande. Come with me.
I stay here.
You will be afraid all alone. One does not know what there is here. All night, all alone, it is not possible. Mélisande, come. Give me your hand.
Oh, do not touch me.
Do not cry out. I will not touch you, but come with me. The night is very dark and very cold. Come with me.
Where are you going?
I do not know. I'm lost also.
Art. A room in the castle. Arkell and Genevieve discovered.
Here is what he has written to his brother, Pelléas. One evening I found her all in tears on the rim of a fountain, in the forest where I had lost myself. I know not her age, nor whom she is, nor whence she comes. I dare not question her, for she must have had a great fright. When I ask her what has happened to her, she weeps all at once like a child and sobs so deeply that one is afraid. It is now 6 months that I married her, and I know no more than the day of our meeting. In the meantime, my dear Pelléas, you that I love more than a brother, even though we were not born of the same father, in the meantime, prepare my return. I know that my mother will willingly forgive me, but I fear Arkell, in spite of all his goodness, for I deceived by this strange marriage all his political projects, and I fear that the beauty of Mélisande will not excuse in his eyes so wise my folly. If nevertheless he consents to receive her as he would receive his own daughter, the third evening that follows this letter, light a lamp at the summit of the tower that looks on the sea. I shall perceive it from the bridge of our ship. If not, I shall go further and shall never return. What do you say of it?
Oh, that's me now, right?
No, it's Father Frank.
Oh, okay.
But
Father
you not
Frank.
say I had to play a king.
Yes, yes, this is the old king, Father Frank.
Arkell is the king.
Yeah.
I say nothing of it. It may appear strange to us, but we now see but the reverse of our destinies. He had always followed my advice until this. I had thought to make him happy in sending him to ask for the hand of a Princess Ursula. He could not remain alone, as since the death of his wife, he was sad in being alone, and this marriage was to put an end to long wars and to some ugly hatreds. He would not have it so. Let it be as he wishes. I've never put myself at cross purposes with destiny, and he knows his future better than me. There perhaps happen no useless events.
He has always been so prudent, so serious, and so firm. Since the death of his wife, he only lived for his son, the little Inyald. He has forgotten everything. What shall we do?
Who enters here?
Enter Pelléas.
It is Pelléas. He has wept.
Is it you, Pelléas? Come a little nearer, that I may see you in the light.
Grandfather, I received at the same time as a letter from my brother, another letter, a letter from my friend Marcellus. He is about to die, and he calls me. He says he knows exactly the day that death must come. He tells me that I can arrive before it if I please, but that there is no more time to lose.
And yet it is needful to wait a while. We do not know what the return of your brother prepares for us. And besides, is not your father here, just above us, sicker perhaps than your friend? Could you choose between the father and the friend?
Be careful to light the lamp from tonight on, Pelléas.
They go out separately. In front of the castle, enter Genevieve and Mélisande.
It is dark in the gardens. And what forests around the palace?
Yes, it astonished me too when I came here. It astonishes everyone. There are places where one never sees the sun, but one is soon used to it. It is a long time. It is a long time. It is nearly 40 years that I live here. Look on the other side, and you will have the light of the sea.
I hear a noise beneath us.
Yes, it is someone coming up to us. Ah, it is Pelléas. He seems still tired from having waited for you so long.
He has not seen us.
I think he has seen us, but he does not know what he should do. Pelléas, Pelléas, is it you?
Yes, I was coming from the side of the sea.
We also. We were looking for light. Here it is a little clearer than elsewhere, and yet the sea is dark.
We shall have a storm tonight. There is one every night since some time, and yet it is so calm this evening. One would embark without knowing it and never come back.
Something leaves the port.
It must be a large ship. The lights are very high. We will see it by and by when it enters the ray of light.
I do not know if we will see it. There is still a mist on the sea.
It looks as if the mist was slowly rising.
Yes, I perceive. Over there, a little light I had not seen.
It's a beacon. There are others that we do not yet see.
The vessel is in the light. It is already very far.
It's going away with all sails set.
It's the ship that brought me here. It has great sails. I recognize it by the sails.
There will be a bad sea tonight.
Why does it go away tonight? One hardly sees it anymore. It will perhaps be wrecked.
Night is falling very fast.
Silence.
It is time to go within. Pelléas, show the way to Mélisande. I must go and see for a moment the little Ineold.
She leaves.
One no longer sees anything on the sea.
I see other lights.
It's the other beacons. Do you hear the sea? It's the wind that is rising. Let us get down this way. Will you give me your hand?
See, I have my hands full of flowers.
I will support you by your arm. The way is steep and it is very dark. I go away, perhaps tomorrow.
Oh, why do you go away?
They leave. Second act, scene 1. A fountain in the park. Enter Pelléas and Mélisande.
You do not know where I have brought you. I come often to sit here toward noon, when it is too hot in the gardens. It is suffocating today, even in the shade of the trees.
Oh, the water's clear.
It is as fresh as in winter. It is an old abandoned fountain. It seems that it was a miraculous fountain. It made the blind to see. It is still called the fountain of the blind.
It no longer opens the eyes of the blind.
Since the king is nearly blind himself, no one comes to it anymore.
How lonely it is here. One hears nothing.
There is always an extraordinary silence. One might hear the water sleep. Will you sit on the edge of the marble basin? There is an elm which the sun never penetrates.
I will lie on the marble. I should like to see the depth of the water.
No one has ever seen it. It is, perhaps, as deep as the sea.
If something sparkled at the bottom, perhaps one could see it.
Do not lean over so.
I would like to touch the water.
Take care of slipping. I will hold your hand.
Oh, no, I should like to plunge in my two hands. It seems as if my hands were sickly today.
Take care, Melisande. Melisande. Oh, your hair.
I cannot reach it.
Your hair is soaked with water.
Yet it is longer than my arms. It is longer than myself.
Silence.
It is on the brink of the fountain also that he found you.
Yes,
What did he say to you?
nothing. I no longer remember.
Was he quite close to you?
Yes, he wanted to embrace me.
And you did not wish to?
Oh,
Why did you not wish to?
oh, I saw something pass at the bottom of the water.
Take care. You will fall. What are you playing with?
With the ring he gave me.
Do not play thus above water so deep.
My hands do not tremble.
How it shines in the sun. Do not throw it so high toward the sun.
No,
It has fallen.
it has fallen in the water.
Where is it? Where is it?
I do not see it sinking.
I think that I see it sparkle.
My ring?
Yes, over there.
Oh, it is so far from us. No, that is no longer it. It must be lost. There's no longer anything but a great circle on the water. What shall we do now?
There's no need to be anxious over the ring. It's nothing. We will find it again, perhaps, or else we will find another.
No, we shall never find it again, nor shall we find others either. Still, I thought I had it in my hands. I had already closed my hands, and it fell in spite of all. I threw it too high on the sunny side.
Come, we will return another day. Come, it is time. They will come out to meet us. Noon sounded at the moment the ring was lost.
What should we say to Golod if he asks where it is?
The truth.
They go out. Scene 2. An apartment in the castle. Golo is discovered extended on his bed. Mélisande is at the head.
All goes well. It will be nothing, but I cannot explain to myself how it took place. I was hunting quietly in the forest. My horse suddenly ran away without reason. Did he see something extraordinary? I had just heard ring the 12 strokes of noon. At the 12th stroke, he is suddenly frightened and runs like a blind fool against a tree. I know no longer what happened. I fell, and he must have fallen on me. I thought I had the whole forest on my chest. I thought that my heart was torn apart. But my heart is solid. It appears that it is nothing.
Would you like to drink a little water?
Thanks. I am not thirsty.
Will you have another pillow? There's a little stain of blood on this one.
No, no, it is not worth the trouble.
Are you sure you do not suffer too much?
No, no, I have seen much worse. I'm inured to iron and blood.
Shut your eyes and try to sleep. I will remain here all night.
No, no, I will not let you tire yourself thus. I am in want of nothing. I will sleep like a child. What is it, Melisande? Why do you weep all of a sudden?
Breaking
Um,
into tears.
I'm sick here.
You are sick? What ails you? What ails you, Melisande?
I do not know. I'm sick here. I prefer to tell you today. Lord, I am not happy here.
What has happened? Someone has done you harm? Has someone offended you?
No, no one has done me the least harm. It's not that.
But you must be hiding something from me. Tell me the whole truth, Melisande. Is it the king? Is it my mother? Is it Pelléas?
No, it is not Pelléas. It is nobody. You cannot understand me. If there's something that is stronger than myself.
Come, be reasonable, Melisande. What would you have me do? You are no longer a child. It is me that you would leave?
Oh no, it's not that. I would like to go away with you. It is here that I cannot longer live. I feel that I should not live long.
But there still needs a reason. They will think you mad. They will think you have childish dreams. Come, is it Pelléas, perhaps? I think he does not speak to you often.
Yes, yes, he speaks to me at times. He does not like me, I think. I have seen it in his eyes, but he speaks to me when he meets me.
You must not mind him. He has always been that way. He is a little singular. He will change. You will see. He is young.
But it is not that. It is not that.
What is it then? Can you not fit yourself to the life we lead here? Is it too sad here? It is true that this castle is very old and very somber. It is very cold and very deep, and all those who live in it are already old. And the countryside may seem very sad also, with all its forests, with all its old forests without light. But we can make all that gayer if we want to. And after that, joy, joy. One does not taste it every day. One must take things as they are. But tell me something. No matter what, I will do all that you wish.
Yes, it is true. One never sees the clear sky. I saw it for the first time this morning.
So it is that which makes you weep, my poor Melisande? Then it is only that? You weep to have not seen the sky? Come, you are no longer at the age when one weeps for these things. And then, is not summer here? You will see the sky every day. And then next year, come, give me your hand. Give me your two little hands.
He takes her hands.
Oh, these little hands that I could crush like flowers. Hey, where is the ring that I gave you?
The ring?
Yes, our nuptial ring. Where is it?
I think it fell.
Fell? Where did it fall? You have not lost it.
No, it fell. It must have fallen, but I do not know where it is.
Where is it?
You know very well. You know the grotto off the seashore?
Yes.
Very well. It is there. It must be there. Yes. Yes, I remember. I went there this morning to gather shells for little Yenoid. There are some beautiful ones. It slipped from my finger. And then the sea came in and I had to go before having found it.
Are you sure that it was there?
Yes, yes, entirely sure. I felt it slip.
You must go and look for it at once.
Now, at once in the dark.
Now, at once in the dark. I would sooner have lost all I have than to have lost this ring. You do not know what it is. You do not know whence it comes. The sea will be very high tonight. The sea will come to take it before you. You must hurry.
I dare not. I dare not go alone.
Go there. Go there. It matters not with whom. But you must go at once. Do you hear? Hurry. Ask Pelléas to go with you.
Pelléas, with Pelléas, but Pelléas would not like.
Pelléas will do whatever you ask him. I know Pelléas better than you. Go, hasten. I will not sleep until I have the ring.
Oh, oh, I am far from happy. I am not happy.
He goes out weeping. Scene 3. Before a grotto, enter Pelléas and Mélisande.
Yes, it is here. We have arrived. It is so black that the entrance to the grotto cannot be distinguished from the rest of the night. There are no stars on this side. Let us await until the moon has torn apart this great cloud. It will light up the old grotto, and then we can enter without danger. There are dangerous places, and the path is very narrow, between two lakes of which I have not found the bottom. I had not thought of bringing a torch or a lantern, but I think that the light of heaven will suffice us. We have penetrated into this grotto.
No,
Let us enter. You must be able to describe the place where you lost the ring if he questions you. It is very large and very beautiful. It is full of blue darkness. When one lights a little lamp, it is as if the vault were covered with stars like the heavens. Give me your hand. Do not tremble so. There is no danger. We will stop at the moment when we longer see the light of the sea. Is it the noise of the grotto that frightens you? Do you hear the sea behind us? It does not seem happy tonight. Ah, here comes the light.
The moon clearly illuminates the entrance, the part of the darkness of the grotto, and one perceives, at a certain depth, 3 old, poor men with white hair seated side by side, supporting each other and asleep against a boulder.
ah,
What is it?
it is.
She points at the 3 poor men.
Yes, I saw them also.
Let us go, let us go.
It is 3 old poor men who have fallen asleep. Why have they come to sleep here? There will be a famine in the country.
Let us go, come, let us go.
Take care. Do not speak so loud. Let us not awaken them. They still sleep profoundly. Come.
Let me be. I prefer to walk alone.
We will return another day.
They go out. Act 2, Scene 1. One of the towers of the castle. A watch passes under the window of the tower.
My long hair hangs under the base of the tower. My hair awaits 3 all lengths of the tower, and all the length of the day, and all the length of the day. St. Daniel and St. Michael and St. Raphael. I was born on a Sunday at noon.
Enter Pelléas by the watch pass.
Hola, hola, ho.
Who's there?
Me, and me. What are you doing at the window, singing like a bird that is not of this place?
I am arranging my hair for the night.
It is that which I see on the wall. I thought that it was a ray of light.
I open the window. It is too hot in the tower. It is fine tonight.
There are innumerable stars. I have never seen so many as tonight, but the moon is still on the sea. Do not remain in the shadow, Mélisande. Lean forward a little, that I may see your loosened hair.
Melisande leans out of the window.
I am frightful this way.
Oh, Mélisande, oh, how beautiful you are. You are beautiful thus. Lean over, lean over. Let me come nearer to you.
I cannot come nearer to you. I am leaning over as much as I can.
I cannot mount any higher. Give me at least your hand tonight before I go away. I start tomorrow.
No, no, no.
But yes, yes, I go. I shall start tomorrow. Give me your hand, your little hand on my lips.
I won't give you my hand if you go.
Give, give, give.
You will not go?
I will wait, I will wait.
I see a rose in the darkness.
Where? I only see the branches of the willow which surmount the wall.
Lower down, lower down. In the garden over there, in the dark greenery.
It is not a rose. I will go and see by and by, but give me your hand first, first your hand.
There, there. I cannot bend further.
My lips cannot reach your hand.
I cannot bend over further. I'm on the point of falling. Oh, oh, my hair descends from the tower.
Her hair suddenly revolts as she bends over thus and covers Pelléas.
Oh, oh, what is it? Your hair comes down toward me. Oh, your hair. Mélisande, oh, your hair is fallen from the tower. I hold it in my hands. I hold it in my mouth. I hold it in my arms. And I put it around my neck. I shall not open my hands again tonight.
Let me go, let me go. You will make me fall.
No, no, no. I have never seen hair like yours, Mélisande. Look, look, look. It comes from so high, and it inundates me to the very heart. It inundates me more, even to the knees. It is so soft. It is soft as if it fell from heaven. I no longer see the sky through your hair. You see, my hands can no longer hold it. It even reaches to the branches of the willow. It lives as a bird in my hands, and it loves me. It loves me 1,000 times more than you.
Let me go, let me go. Someone might come.
No, 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 I will not deliver you tonight. You are my prisoner this night, all the night, all the night.
Pelléas, Pelléas.
You shall not go away anymore. I tie it to the branches of the willow, your hair. I suffer no longer in the midst of your hair. You hear my kisses through the length of your hair. They go up through your hair. Each particular one must carry some. You see, I cannot open my hands. You see, I have my hands free, and you cannot abandon me.
2 doves come out of the tower and fly about them in the night.
Oh, oh, you hurt me. What is it, Pelléas? What is it that flies around me?
It is the doves that come out of the tower. I frighten them. They fly away.
They are my doves, Pelléas. Let us go, leave me. They would not return.
Why would they not return?
They will be lost in the obscurity. Let me lift my head. I hear a noise of footsteps. Leave me. It is Golad. I think it is Golad. He has heard us.
Wait, wait. Your hair is around the branches. It is caught in the darkness. Wait, wait. It is black.
Golor enters by the watch pass.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
You are 2 children. Mélisande, do not lean that way from the window. You will fall. You do not know it is late? It is nearly midnight. Do not play thus in the dark. You are 2 children. Ha, ha.
Nothing
What
happens.
children? What children?
He goes out with Pelléas. Scene 2, the vaults of the castle. Enter Golor, Pelléas.
Take care. This way, this way. You have never been in these vaults?
Yes, once a while ago, but it's a long time.
Well, then, here is the stagnant water of which I spoke to you. Do you smell the odor of death that rises? Let us go to the end of this rock that overlooks it and lean over a little. It will come and strike you in the face. Lean over. Do not be afraid. I will hold you. Give me. No, no, not your hand. It might slip your arm. Do you see the abyss? Pelléas? Pelléas?
Yeah, yes, I think I see the bottom of the abyss. Is it the light that trembles in that way?
Yes, it is the lantern. See, I was swinging it to light up the walls.
I suffocate here. Let us go out.
Yes, let us go out.
They leave in silence. Scene 2. A terrace at the exit of the vaults.
Ah, at last I breathe. I believed for a moment that I was going to be faint in these enormous vaults. I was on the point of falling. There is there a damp and heavy atmosphere like a dew of lead and a thick darkness like a poison paste. And now all the earth and all the sea. There is a fresh wind, see, fresh as a leaf that has just opened on the little green blades. Ah, they have just watered the flowers at the foot of the terrace, and the smell of the verdure and of wetted roses rises this far. It must be nearly noon. They are already in the shadow of the town. It is noon. I hear the bells ring, and the children descend to the shore to bathe. Ah, there are our mother and Mélisande at a window of the tower.
Yes, they have taken refuge in the shade. On the subject of Mélisande, I heard what took place and what was said last night. I know it well. Those are children's games, but it must not be repeated. She is very delicate, and we must be careful about her, all the more that she may perhaps soon be a mother, and that the least emotion might bring about a misfortune. It is not the first time I noticed that there might be something between you. You are older than she. It will suffice to have told you, avoid her as much as possible. But besides, without affectation, without affectation.
Go out. Scene 4. In front of the castle. Enter Golo and little Ineold.
Come here. We will seat ourselves here, Ineold. Come on my knees. We can see from here what goes on in the forest. I don't see you at all for some time past. You abandoned me also. You were always with little mother. Ah, here we are, just exactly seated under the windows of little mother. She is perhaps saying her evening prayer at this moment. But tell me, Ineold, she is often with your uncle Pelléas, is she not?
Yes, yes, always, little father, when you are not there.
Ah, hello. Someone passing with a lantern in the garden. But I was told that they did not like each other. It seems to me they often quarreled. No? Is it true?
Yes, it is true.
Yes. Aha. But what do they, but about what do they quarrel?
About the door.
How now? About the door? What are you telling there? But come, explain yourself. Why do they quarrel about the door?
Because it cannot be opened.
Who is it wishes that it should not be opened? Let us see. Why do they quarrel?
I do not know, little father, because of the light.
I'm not talking of the light. I'm talking to you of the door. Do not put your hand that way in your mouth. Come.
Little father, I will not do it again, he cried.
Come. Why do you cry? What has happened?
Oh, little father, you hurt me.
I hurt you. Where did I hurt you? It was without intending to.
Here on my little arm.
I did not mean it. Come, do not cry anymore. I will give you something tomorrow.
What, little father?
A quiver and some arrows. But tell me what you know about the door.
Great big arrows?
Yes, very large arrows. But why did they not wish that the door should be open? Come, are you going to end by answering? No, no, do not open your mouth to cry. I'm not angry. What do they talk about when they are together?
Pelléas and little mother?
Yes. What do they talk about?
Oh, of me, always of me.
And what do they say of you?
They say that I will be very big.
Ah, misery, my life. I am here like a blind man who seeks his treasure at the bottom of the ocean. I am here like one newly born, lost in the forest. And you, but come, Inigold, I was absent-minded. We will talk seriously. Do Pelléas and little mother never speak of me when I am not there?
Yes, yes, and Father.
And what do they say of me?
They say that I will become as big as you.
You're always near them?
Yes, yes, always, Father.
They never tell you to go and play elsewhere?
No, little Father, they're afraid when I'm not there.
They are afraid? But what do you see that they are afraid?
They always weep in the darkness.
Ah,
That makes one weep also.
yes, yes.
She's pale, little Father.
Patience. My God, patience.
What, little Father?
Nothing, nothing, my child. I saw a wolf pass in the forest. They embrace each other sometimes? No?
They embrace each other, little Father? No, no. Ah, yes, once that it was raining.
They embraced each other? But how? How did they embrace each other?
This way, little Father, this way. He gives them a kiss on the mouth, laughing. Ha ha. Your beard, little Father, it prickles, it prickles. It is becoming all grey, little Father, and your hair also. All grey, all grey. The window under which they sit lights up at this moment, and its reflection falls on. Ah, little mother has lighted the lamp. It is light, little Father. It is light.
Yes, it begins to be light.
Let us go there also, little Father.
Where would you go?
Where it is light, little Father.
No, no, my child, let us remain a little in the shadow. One does not know what one does not yet know. I think that Pelléas is mad.
No, little Father, he's not mad, but he is very good.
Do you want to see little mother?
Yes, yes, I want to see him.
Do not make a noise. I am about to hoist you up to the window. It is too high for me, though I am tall.
It is the child.
Do not make the least noise. Little mother would be terribly frightened. Do you see her? Is she in the room?
Yes, oh, it is light.
She is alone?
Yes, no. No, my uncle Pelléas is there too.
He?
Little Father, you hurt me.
It is nothing. Be quiet. I will not do it again. Watch. Watch, Inigold. I stumbled. Speak lower. What are they doing?
They're doing nothing, little Father.
Do they speak?
No, little Father, they do not speak.
But what are they doing?
They look at the light.
Both of them?
Yes, little Father.
They say nothing?
No, little Father, they do not close their eyes.
They do not come near one another?
No, little Father, they do not stir. They never close their eyes. I'm terribly afraid.
Of what are you afraid? Look, look,
Little Father, let me down.
look.
Oh, I'm going to cry out, little Father. Let me down, let me down.
Come, we will go and see what has happened.
They go out. Fourth act, scene 1, a passage in the castle. And I think we seem to have got to about halfway, so maybe...
That's a good idea for Paul, isn't it? Yes.
Paul, you can be Pelléas if you haven't gone to work yet. And Michael in Cologne, you can take over from Michael in London as Golov.
Right. Okay.
Janine, I'm afraid there's no lady to relieve you, so you'll have to continue. A passageway in the castle.
Where go you? I must speak to you this evening. Shall I see you?
Janine's on mute.
Janine,
Yes.
come back.
He doesn't like this Pelléas. I'm just leaving my father's room. He is better. The physician has told us that he is safe. He knew me. He took my hand and said to me with that strange expression he has assumed since he is ill, "Is it you, Pelléas? Ah, I've never remarked it, but you have the grave and friendly face of those who will not live long. You must travel, you must travel." It is strange, I'm about to obey him. My mother listened to him and wept with joy. You have not perceived it? The whole house seems to revive already. One hears people breathe, one hears them walk. Listen, I hear talking behind this door. Quick, quick, answer quickly. Where will I see you?
Where would you?
In the park, near the Fountain of the Blind. Will you come?
Yes.
It will be the last evening. I'm about to travel, as my father said. You will see me no more.
Do not say that, Pelléas. I will see you always. I will look on you always.
You will look in vain. I shall be so far that you'll be unable to see me more.
What has happened, Pelléas? I no longer understand what you say.
Go away, go away. Let us separate. I hear talking behind this door.
They go out separately. Then Arco enters, accompanied by Mélisande. Arco, AJ, you're the second Arco.
Now that the father of Pelléas is saved,
No,
And-
it's AJ, Father Frank
you
is.
said it.
I know we yeah. Unless AJ wants to relinquish his.
You're not a very good director.
Do it for a while. I can't stay long, but let me try.
Anyway,
Yeah.
never mind. Go on, go on.
Now that the father of Pelléas is saved, and that sickness, the old maidservant of death, has left the castle, a little joy and the little son are at last to re-enter the house. It was time. For since your coming, we have lived here only in whispering around the closed room. And really, I pitied you, Mélisande. I observed you. You were there, careless perhaps, but with the strange and wild air of someone who has awaited always a great misfortune. By sunlight, in a beautiful garden. I cannot explain. But I was sad to see you thus, for you are too young and too handsome to live thus, day and night, under the breath of death. But at present all will be changed. At my age, and there perhaps is the surest fruitage of my life, at my age I have acquired, I know not what faith in the truth of events. And I have always seen that every being, young and handsome, created about itself events that were young, handsome, and happy. And it is with you now who will open the door to the new era that I foresee. Come here. Why do you remain there without answering and without lifting your eyes? I have kissed you thus far only once, the day you came, and yet old men want to touch sometimes with their lips the forehead of a woman or the cheek of a child, to still believe in the freshness of life and to put farther away the threat of death. Are you afraid of my old lips? How I pitied you these past months.
Grandfather, I was not unhappy.
Let me look at you quite near a moment. One has so much need of beauty by the side of death.
De Goro.
Pelléas goes away tonight.
You have blood on your forehead. What have you done?
Nothing, nothing. I passed through a hedge of thorns.
Oh, bend your head a little, Lord. I will wipe your forehead.
I do not want you to touch me. Do you hear? Go away, go away. I do not address you. Where is my sword? I came to get my sword.
Here, on the praying stall.
Bring it. They have just found the body of a peasant, starved to death on the seashore. One would think they all wanted to die under our eyes. Well, my sword. Why do you tremble thus? I'm not going to kill you. I simply wanted to examine the blade. I do not use a sword for these purposes. Why do you examine me like a pauper? I do not come to beg of you. You hope to see something in my eyes without my seeing anything in yours. Do you think that I know anything?
Hearken.
Do you see these big eyes? One would imagine they were proud to be rich.
I only see a great innocence.
A great innocence. They are bigger than innocence. They are purer than the eyes of a lamb. They would give God lessons in innocence. A great innocence. Listen, I am so near that I feel the freshness of their lashes when they blink, and yet I am less far from the great secrets of the other world than from the little secret of these eyes. A great innocence, more than innocence. One would think that the angels of heaven were there ceaselessly celebrating a baptism. I know them, these eyes. I have seen them at work. Close them, or I shall close them for a long time. Do not put your hand in that way to your throat. I say a very simple thing. I have no hidden thoughts. If I had a hidden thought, why should I not speak it? Do not attempt to fly. Here, give me this hand. Your hands are too hot. Go away. Your flesh disgusts me. It is not at present a question of escape.
He seizes her by the hair.
You must follow me on your knees, on your knees, on your knees before me. Your long hair at last serves some purpose. To the right, and now to the left, and now to the right. Absalom, Absalom, front, now back, down to the ground, down to the ground. You see, I laugh like an old man.
Good Lord.
Forward.
You will do as you like. Do you see? I do not attach any importance to that. I am too old. And then I am not a spy. I shall await chance. And then, simply because it is the custom, simply because it is the custom.
He goes out.
What ails him? He is drunk.
No, no, but he loves me no more. I am not happy.
Were I God, I would have pity for the hearts of men.
The terrace in gloom. Iniold is seen trying to lift the rock. Oh, this stone is heavy. It's heavier than I am. It's heavier than all the world. It's heavier than everything. I see my golden ball between the rock and this naughty stone. I cannot reach it. My little arm is not long enough, and this stone will not be lifted. One would think it had roots in the earth. The bleating of sheep is heard in the distance. Oh, I hear the sheep crying. Hello, there's no more sun? They come, the little sheep, they come. What a lot, what a lot. They're afraid of the dark. They press together, they cry, and they go quickly. There are some would go to the right. They all want to go to the right. They cannot. The shepherd throws earth at them. They will pass this way. I will see them nearby. What a lot there are. Now they are all quiet. Shepherd, why do they speak no more? Heward, would you care to be the shepherd?
Because it is not the way to the stable.
Where go they, shepherd? Shepherd, where go they? He hears me no longer. They are already too far. They make no more noise. It is not the way to the stable. Where will they sleep tonight? Oh, it's too dark. I will go and say something to someone. Somebody. He goes out. Seem to be a fountain in the park. Enter Pelléas.
It is the last evening, the last evening. It is needful that everything end. I have played like a child around a thing that I did not suspect. I have played in a dream around the traps of destiny. Who has awakened me all of a sudden? I shall fly crying with joy and sorrow like a blind man who runs from his house on fire. I will tell her that I mean to fly. It's late. She does not come. I would do better by going away without seeing her. I must look at her well this time. There are things I no longer remember. One would think at times that 100 years had gone since I had seen her. and I have not yet looked at her look. There remains to me nothing if I go away thus, and all these memories. It is as if I carried away a little water in a muslin bag. I must look at her one last time, to the bottom of her heart. I must tell her all that I have not told her.
Pelléas?
Mélisande.
Melisande, is that you, Melisande?
Yes.
Come here. Do not remain on the edge of the moonlight. Come here. We have so many things to say to one another. Come here in the shadow of the elm.
Let me remain in the light.
They might see us from the windows of the tower. Come here, here. We have nothing to fear. Take care. They might see us.
I want them to see me.
What's the matter with you? You were able to come out with anyone seeing you.
Yes, your brother was sleeping.
It's late. In 1 hour they will close the gates. We must take care. Why are you come so late?
Your brother had a bad dream, and then my gown caught on the nails of the gate. See, it's torn. I lost all this time and I ran.
My poor Melisande, I would be almost afraid to touch you. You are still out of breath like a hunted bird. It is for me that you do all this. I hear your heart beat as it were mine. Come here, nearer, nearer to me.
Why do you laugh?
I do not laugh, or else I laugh for joy, without knowing it. There is rather cause for weeping.
We came here a long time ago, I recall it.
Yes, long months since. Then I did not know. Do you know why I asked you to come tonight?
No,
It's perhaps the last time that I see you. It's necessary that I go away forever.
why do you say that you're going away?
I'm bound to say what you already know. You do not know what I am about to say?
No, I know nothing.
You do not know why I must go far away?
He embraces her brusquely.
You do not know it is because I love you.
With lowered voice.
I love you too.
Oh, what have you said, Melisande? I almost fail to hear it. They have broken the ice with red-hot irons. You say that with a voice that comes from the end of the world. I almost fail to hear you. You love me? You love me too? Since when do you love me?
Since always, since I have seen you.
Oh, how you say that. One would say that your voice had passed over the sea in springtime. I have never heard it up to now. One would think it had rained on my heart. You say it so frankly, like an angel who is questioned. I cannot believe it, Melisande. Why should you love me? But why do you love me? Is what you say true? You do not deceive me? You do not lie a little so as to make me smile?
No, I never lie. I only lie to your brother.
Oh, how you say that. Your voice. It is fresher and franker than water. One thinks of pure water on your lips. One would imagine pure water on my hands. Give me your hands. Oh, your hands are little. I did not know you were so beautiful. I had, before you, never seen anything so beautiful. I was anxious. I sought everywhere in the house. I sought everywhere in the country, and I did not find beauty. And now I have found you. I found you. I do not believe that on earth there is a woman more beautiful. Where are you? I do not hear your breath anymore.
It is that I look at you.
Why do you look at me so gravely? We are already in the shadow. It is too dark under this tree. Come into the light. We cannot see how happy we are. Come, come, there remains so little time for us.
No, let us stay here. I am nearer to you in the darkness.
Where are your eyes? You are not going to run away from me. You are not thinking of me at this moment.
Yes, I am. I only think of you.
You were looking elsewhere.
I saw you elsewhere.
You are absent-minded. What's the matter? You do not seem happy to me.
Yes, I am. I am happy, but I am sad.
What is this noise? They are closing the gates.
Yes, they have closed the gates.
We can no longer get in. Do you hear the bolts? Listen, listen, the great change. It's too late, it's too late.
All the better, all the better.
You, there, 'tis no longer our will. All is lost, all is gained. All is gained this night. Come, come. My heart beats wildly, even to the bottom of my throat.
He enfolds them.
Listen, my heart is on the point of strangling me. Come, come. Ah, how beautiful it is in the dark,
There's someone behind us.
I see nobody.
I heard a noise.
I only hear your heart in the darkness.
I heard the crackling of dead leaves.
It is the wind that suddenly became silent. It has fallen while we were kissing.
How long our shadows are tonight.
They enfold each other to the end of the garden. Oh, they embrace each other from far from us. Look, look.
Muffled voice.
He's behind a tree.
Who?
Glad.
Golan, where? I see nothing.
There, at the end of our shadows.
Yes, yes, I saw him. Do not let us turn around suddenly.
He has his sword.
I have not mine.
He could see that we were embracing.
He does not know that we have seen him. Do not move. Do not turn your head. He would precipitate himself. He watches us. He is still immovable. Go away. Go off at once this way. I will await. I will stop him.
No, no.
Go away. Go away. He has seen all. He will kill us.
All the better. All the better. All the better.
He is coming. He's coming. Your mouth. Your mouth.
Yes, yes, yes.
They kiss one another wild.
Oh, oh, all the stars are falling.
On me too. On me too.
All.
Golor, sword in hand, throws himself upon them and strikes Pelléas, who falls on the edge of the fountain. Mélisande flies, terror-stricken. Mélisande flying.
Oh, I have not the courage. I have not the courage.
Golor pursues her through the wood in silence. Fifth act, scene 1, an apartment in the castle. Arkel, Golor, and the physician discovered in a corner of the room. Mélisande is extended on her bed. Heward, I think, could you do several jobs and be the physician as well?
It is not from this little wound that she can die. The bird would not die from it. Thus it is not you who have killed her, my good lord. Do not take on so. And it is not said that we will not save her.
No, no, it seems to me that we are too silent. And in spite of ourselves in her room, it is not a good sign. Look how she sleeps, slowly, slowly. One would think her soul was cold forever.
I killed without reason. Is it not enough to make the stones weep? They were embracing each other like little children. They were brother and sister. And I at once, I did it in spite of myself. You see, I did it in spite of myself.
Attention, I think she wakes.
Open the window. Open the window.
Do you wish me to open this one, Mélisande?
No, no, the great window. It is that I may see.
Is not the sea air too cold tonight?
Do it, do it.
Thank you. Is it the sun that is sinking?
Yes, it is the sun that is sinking in the sea. It is late. How do you find yourself, Mélisande?
Well, Why do you ask that? I was never in better health. It seems to, however, if I know something.
What do you say? I do not understand.
I do not understand all that I say either, you see. I do not know what I say. I do not know what I do not know. I do not say any more that I want to.
Yes, you do. I am quite happy to hear you speak in this way. You had a little delirium these past days, and we no longer understand you, but now all that is long past.
I do not know. Are you all alone in the room, grandfather?
No, there is also the physician who cured you.
Ah,
And then there is someone else.
who is it?
It is, you must not be frightened. He does not wish you the least harm. Be sure of that. If you are afraid, he will go away. He is very unhappy.
Who is it?
It is your husband. It is Gorlo.
God is here? Why does he not come close to me?
Gorlo dragging himself towards the birds.
Mélisande, Mélisande.
Is that you, Golad? I hardly recognize you at all. Is it because I have the evening sun in my eyes? Why do you look at the walls? You have grown thin and older. Is it long since we have seen one another?
Gorlo to Arkad and the physician.
Will you go away a little, my poor friends? I will leave the door wide open, a moment only. I would like to tell her something. Without it, I shall not be able to die. Will you? You can come back at once. Do not refuse me this. I am an unfortunate.
Arkad and the physician go out.
Mélisande, have you pity on me, as I have pity on you? Mélisande, do you forgive me? Mélisande.
Yes, yes, I forgive you. What shall I forgive?
I have done you so much harm, Mélisande. I cannot tell you the harm I have done you. But I see it so clearly today, since the first day. And all is of my fault, all that has happened, all that will happen. If I could tell it, you would see it as I see it. I see all, I see everything. But I loved you so much. I loved you so much. 'Tis I who will die. And I would like to know, I want to ask you, you will not be angry with me? The truth must be told to one about to die. He must know the truth. Without that he could not sleep. Do you swear to tell me the truth?
Yes.
Did you love Pelléas?
Why, yes, I loved him. Where is he?
You do not understand me. You will not understand me. It seems to me. Well then, here, I ask you if you loved him with a forbidden love. Have you both been guilty? Say it, say it. Yes? Yes? Yes?
No, no, we have not been guilty. Why do you ask that?
Mélisande, tell me the truth for the love of God.
Why have I not told the truth?
Do not lie thus any more at the moment of dying.
Who is going to die? Is it me?
You and me too, after you, and we must have the truth. We must at last have the truth. Do you hear? Tell me all, tell me all. I forgive you everything.
Why am I about to die? I did not know.
You know it now. It is time, it is time. Quick, quick, the truth, the truth.
The truth, the truth.
Where are you, Mélisande? Where are you? It is not natural. Mélisande.
Seeing Arkad and the physician at the door of the room.
Yes, yes, you can come back. I know nothing. It is useless. She is already far from us. I shall never know. I shall die here like a blind man.
What have you done? You will kill her.
I have killed her already.
Melisande.
Yes.
The who is going to die? Is it me?
Now you're on, is it true that winter begins?
Yeah.
Second column.
Yeah, do you need, yeah.
Oh,
The right column. Yeah.
Is it true that winter begins?
Why do you ask that?
Because it is cold and there are no more leaves.
You are cold? Do you wish the windows closed?
No, no. Until the sun is at the bottom of the sea, it goes down slowly. Then it is the winter that begins.
Yes, you do not like the winter?
Oh no, I'm afraid of the cold. Oh, I'm afraid of the great colds.
Do you feel better?
Yes, yes, I no longer have all those anxieties.
Do you wish to see your child?
What child?
Your child, your little girl.
Where is she?
Here.
It is strange. I cannot lift my arms to take her.
It is because you are still very weak. I will hold her myself. Look.
She does not laugh. She is little. She will also weep. I pity her.
Room is invaded little by little by maidservants of the castle, who range themselves in silence along the walls and wait. What rising suddenly?
What is it? What are all these women doing here?
It is the servants.
Who called them?
It was not me.
Why do you come here? Nobody asked you. What do you come to do here? But what is it? Answer.
Your servants do not answer.
Do not speak so loud. She is about to sleep. She has closed her eyes.
It is not.
No, no. Look, she breathes.
Her eyes are full of tears. Now it is her soul that weeps. Why does she stretch her arms this way? What does she want?
It is toward the child, no doubt. It is the struggle of the mother against death.
At this moment? At this moment? You must say it. Speak, speak.
Perhaps.
At once. Oh, I must tell her. Mélisande, Mélisande. Leave me alone with her.
No, no, do not approach. Do not trouble her. Do not speak to her anymore. You do not know what the soul is.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Attention, attention. We must speak low. Do not annoy her anymore. The human soul is very silent. The human soul likes to go away alone. It suffers so timidly. But the sadness, Gorlod, but the sadness of all one sees. Oh, oh, oh.
This moment, all the servants fall suddenly on their knees at the ends of the room. Oh, it's the end.
That's the end.
Oh,
Wasn't there a little bit more? You
I
you
think
cut
that
it too soon. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah.
sounds like the end of an opera, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Little
it's
full
long
knees.
as end, in fact.
I don't know the opera, but it sounds
No,
to me like
actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
think
I think we just got one more
we did
page.
cut it, did we? Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my fault.
Yes.
Let's do the final page.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't the end. Okay.
Yeah, one more page.
Okay. So what is the matter?
They are right.
The physician approaching the bed and feeling the body.
They are right.
A long silence.
I have seen nothing. Are you sure?
Yes. Yes.
I heard nothing. So quick, all at once. She goes away saying nothing.
Oh,
Oh, I see. Right.
Do not remain here, Golod. Now she needs silence. Come, come, it is terrible. But it is not your fault. It was a little being so quiet, so timid, and so silent. It was a poor little being, mysterious like everybody. She is there, as if she were the big sister of her child. Come, it will not do for the child to stay up in this room. It must live now in her place. It is the turn of the poor little one.
They go out in silence. The end. Oh, thank you, everyone. Now some of you have got to go, so I'm going to ask Heward. Yeah, how did you find that? I found myself getting involved with it, and I found it quite moving in many places.
I can easily, I don't know Pelléas and Mélisande. I know that Claude Lévi-Strauss talked about it along with Stravinsky's Les Noces as the only thing that came anywhere near the impact on him of Richard Wagner. And I would, I'm sufficiently curious now, having tracked that. I think it would have been more powerful, clearly, in the French, because the English, in nearly everyone's hands, makes things that have certain kinds of resonance more banal. And that element was around in the translation, I'm afraid. But through that, one could see the power of the atmospheric mythology and drama that Debussy is creating following Maeterlinck's promptings. And I will certainly, I think I will get myself a fine recording of Pelléas and Mélisande now, after having read this.
Oh, good. That's good. That is a good
Can I ask
outcome.
you a quick question? Just like with
Certainly.
French story we read, I have no idea what happened. I admit my ignorance. Maybe you guys are astute. What the hell? I know Melisande died, and there was a baby somehow. But
Yeah.
I don't know at all. What happened? Somebody told me the story.
Yeah. I mean the arrival of the baby wasn't explicitly mentioned. It just kind of was there, I think. But I mean, you presumably got the fact that Mélisande and Pelléas had a relationship, even though Mélisande had been married to Golot, the brother of Mélisande, and that was why Golot reacted with some degree of jealousy and used his sword.
But didn't she deny doing anything wrong? She denied. I mean, was she lying?
Right.
Yeah, that opens an interesting question as to how one takes that. And maybe she wasn't in some sense, but in terms of what she actually did, what does anyone
All right,
have any?
she says she only lies to Gulo.
Yes,
Otherwise
that's
she
very
doesn't lie.
true. Yes.
And I've seen the Pelléas and Mélisande
Yeah.
perform many times, and it's always been done previously to the last time. Uh, they're very innocent. Their love, Pelléas and Mélisande, is childlike, which is always comes out in the text. However, last summer, the performance in Aix-en-Provence, it was radically different. She appears first in a white wedding dress covered with blood, and their relationship, Pelléas and Mélisande, is highly sexual. They are making it all the time, and so when he kills her, no, Agulo, they're actually in the middle of having sex. So it was a completely different type of interpretation. The words at the time in the opera uh, actually seem to support the graphic connection between the two. Today, reading it, it didn't seem to do that, but this was in French, of course. So um, that's my take on it. But
So I think it is very much in the mind of the reader as to how innocent or how carnal the relationship is. Heward, sorry, yeah.
Yes, just very quickly, I think that in many ways it is a rerun of the relationship between Tristan and Isolde and King Mark and Moraunt in Wagner's Tristan. And I think if you, even though it is very kind of tremulous and mysterious and so on and so forth, I think it's a classic story of adultery in the way that Tristan also is, and the death of Pelléas as a result of that, and Gollo does not have the kind of quality of soul that is possible. It's not possible for him to have the comprehension of what Mélisande needs, which obviously Pelléas did have, and that is the dilemma that it's faced with, as it is in Tristan.
I mean, just to come in there,
Yeah,
I mean, I agree with you with the Tristan, connection 100%. One thing, reading it this evening, that came through to me was first of all the connection with, landscape and the coast. And I spend a couple of months every year in Brittany, in a place called Etable, and there are a number of sea caves on the shore there.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah.
And it really put me in mind of. I mean, I'll send Stead some photos.
Yeah, do.
You can forward them to you. It really put me in mind of that part of the coastline, and also, the symbolism of the sea. Entering the caves. Let's say that like the sexual metaphors coming in there, relating to landscape. The one difference I felt between this and Tristan was the concept of rebirth, because at the end, these are all these references to the winter, and the sun dying. But then at the very end, the reference to the rebirth in the form of the child, and that's something which we don't necessarily get in Tristan. So I think there's, it's quite, these sort of
not even in the immolation scene.
Well, I mean, obviously that's, in Goethe Dämmerung we get that, but in Tristan.
What about the final climactic
the Liebestod
of Isolde?
Yeah, I think with what we have with the Liebestod, and there's an ascension, isn't there? A sort of metaphorical ascension of the spirit with the Liebestod. But I felt there was this definite reference to sort of seasonal change, which we don't get in Tristan.
I would accept that, yes.
Yeah, with the concept of winter and the sun dying, and then after winter, I'm thinking where we are. I live in Lincolnshire, and I'm thinking about seasonal customs in Lincolnshire, about this whole concept of rebirth after death in the winter, after the winter solstice. Then, for example, in Lincolnshire, we have the Haxey Hood, which is all about rebirth, after in that curious period between the winter solstice and Imbolc. So all these things were coming through to me from this reading.
I would accept that. Nevertheless, it is very close to Tristan.
Oh yeah, I think also.
I think we also have to remember that this is symbolist. I mean,
yes,
Tristan and Isolde has something more real and realistic about it. This is in a whole kind of dream world. It's mystical, it's unclear, and I think you're right about the seasonal symbolism in that, but it's highly symbolic. So it can't really be taken in a literal, realistic sense.
Well, that's why, to me, at the end, and not to get because I'm not familiar with Tristan and Isolde and this opera to compare them, but I think what we're missing here is the inner child of this young woman. And you notice she's a very mysterious person at the beginning. She's at the sitting on it, but she doesn't seem to know where she's at.
Mm.
At the very beginning, she seems kind of, and she's even told by her husband or the grandfather, I can't remember which, they're going to think you're mad. They're going to think you're nutty because of the way you talk. You don't seem to make any sense. But it seems to me that what we're looking at is the separation between the romanticism of Pelléas and what's her name again? Yeah. He's very romantic towards her, let me get on her heart, and he's very verbose, and and she seems to need that, which she does not get from her husband, who represents the reality. You get married, you have a baby, you're a wife now, come on, grow up, you're no longer a child. You have to set that romantic part of you aside so that she dies, and having had children myself, you die. You become a different woman when you have a baby. And at the end, she is being told, you have a child. You're not going to die. You're going to mother this child. And I think she dies because she doesn't want to do it. She likes the romantic part of it, but she may reach for the child, but it's something that she can't grasp. She can't get hold of. All the way through, she's off in Wonderland somewhere. You notice she asks all these questions throughout the entire opera. What she is doing is actually asking questions of everybody.
What do you think the fact that she says, she'd been given a crown that she sort of sees in the water? Does anyone have any thoughts about what that represents?
She's escaping from a first husband, and
right,
and apparently he was a king, and she was his wife, and had the crown, and she hated that.
That's possibly.
So when the crown is lost, she doesn't want it retrieved.
I
But what about
that is her hair, because they make a big deal out of her hair.
Mm.
And
ring?
yeah, what struck me, I know I'm very little, I'm a scientist, you guys are all artsy and stuff. She's introduced as a little girl, as a young child. Then all of a sudden later, she's married, she's an adulteress, she's a liar, and she has a baby. What that struck in my head is she's retarded. She's like not there. I'm wondering if this person is just mentally retarded.
Or mentally ill.
Yeah, but that's making it realistic again, and that's overlooking the symbolism of it.
Yeah, well,
and
that
has to be extraordinarily beautiful.
Okay.
Is there a connection here with the concept of the goddess in terms of, the three faces of the goddess? We have the Virgin, the Mother, and then, beyond the opera, the transformation into the crone, so that's, Mélisande being a representation of the goddess that we find in all different, sacred belief systems throughout the world. That's one thing.
I think it might be more fruitful plumbing Roman Catholic mythology idea, because he was a Roman Catholic, although not, he had sort of an uneasy relationship with Catholicism. But Father Frank, you how did you find it?
Well, first, just a comment on what Professor Figueiredo just mentioned about the hair. Yes, it is a well-known fact that very often women weaponize their hair in order to attract men. Or maybe it is men who find women's hair attractive or sexually alluring. I never felt that way personally, but it may be that is, it somehow struck me, I think both you and I said, no, one very bright young woman has got some great hair.
Yeah, I know.
I'll not mention any name, of course, but but she's a very bright person. I don't think she does it. It could be unconscious, of course. The other point is, at some stage, I thought of something which Nietzsche wrote in, I think it might be in Untimely Meditations, I'm not sure, but certainly he wrote this, that the importance, why he asked, is the love story so important in modernity? And he contrasted that to the ancient world. In fact, there are love stories in the ancient world in Greek and Roman literature, and leaving that aside, Nietzsche raised that question. And his answer was, of course, as we all know, he had a down on Christianity. And I thought the love story was a reaction of a modern world, a world which does not care for transcendence or revelation, by placing this particular passion at the center of literature, poetry, and so on, as a revenge on the way in which Christianity would have suppressed the love story. This is according to Nietzsche, of course. It doesn't have to be the case. I always thought an interesting comment. Coming back to the actual reading, yes, I'm sure he reads better in French. I mean, in French it must sound, in English, no. No,
I think I'd like to put in a point there that
I just finished this.
Sorry,
and I wanted to say that at some stage, the conversation between Pelléas and Mélisande sounded to me like a child molester or a pedophile who's trying to lure some young child into his clutches. Probably this is an extreme, but today we're all very aware of dangers of children, so this kind of stuff one reads about and so on. But no, I mean, in English, it was dismal, and that's not.
Oh, really? I'm sorry you would describe it as being dismal. I did enjoy it myself. You know, in spite of, you say, the banality of some of the English, I was carried away by the story. The imagery that Robert alluded to was very powerful, very affecting. I thought the location, so, with references to water in different ways.
Michael was talking about the importance of the unconscious, and we had these landscape references.
Yeah.
For myself, those are, let's say, metaphors for the unconscious. The sea.
Yeah.
The blurring of boundaries, and when we listen to the music of Tristan, that's what we get there. The use of the whole tone scale, whole tone harmonies, and we were talking also about Tristan, and with in Tristan, Wagner started the deconstruction of like traditional diatonic harmonies and moving into the direction of chromaticism, and then really Debussy's taking that a stage further. So with chromaticism, you can end up in a very complex sort of chaotic area, but by replacing chromaticism with the whole tones sort of system, there's a greater focus there, and in one sense a way of providing a focus for these chaotic unconscious processes that are taking place. But and then and Frank spoke about the importance of French, and for me, I mean, in that sense, it's to do with the vowels in the French language, and when we hear the music being performed and sung, so that's where the French becomes important as well. It's not just it's the musicality of the language, the vowels.
I would like to put in, because people said about the French and so on, and I think anyone who knows French will say that the question I asked myself, is this translation intentionally bad? Is it wanting to be bad because it was so atrocious as a translation? I can't believe a translator wasn't aware of that. There was no distinction between the simple present and continuous present, which is a fundamental part of English, which doesn't exist in French. So he just translated it directly. The confusion of the word since, the grammar was incorrect. So I am here since. Well, that's what you say in French. You don't say that in English. You say I have been here since. I have plenty of examples. I gave up writing them down. That was one thing that really
Yeah,
sort of
good.
shocked me.
Well,
So,
observed, yeah.
and I don't know if it's entirely fair to say, oh, therefore, you know, because English can't do that. No, that English can't do that, but I think a better translation might have done it. Otherwise, so I have to say, to me, it was quite alienating because just so bizarre and unrealistic and forced. I couldn't. It came to me a lot of mention of Wagner, and I almost thought, is this a parody of Wagner? Is he making fun of Wagner? He's taking Wagner to an extreme, putting it up as a kind of symbolism and just showing us how silly it is. If I were Wagner, I'd be quite offended by this opera. I think this man's making fun of me. But that, anyway, that was just my take. I certainly didn't much like
yeah,
it.
interesting
Yeah.
to hear your thing. Michael,
To be
sorry.
positive,
Yeah.
yeah, I would have finished on a positive note. How amazingly well everybody read. I mean, wow, I think it was almost more than it deserved. We were almost all too good for the text. I mean, such good reading, in my opinion, really. Everybody.
Oh,
Well, I
good.
haven't heard the music of this opera.
Well,
Can you
maybe
tell me
have a
who's the-
listen now. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm curious enough to do that. Yeah, sure.
Michael, you having seen several productions of it, what one stands out as somehow capturing its essence best? Was it with a very innocent Mélisande, or one that was more
Carnal,
physically
yeah.
sexual?
That's hard to say. I mean, I've always known it as something more innocent.
Yeah.
And so seeing it last summer in France, in the way it was presented, it worked. I mean,
Yeah.
so it was very powerful. It now gives me a whole other insight into it that I never had before. I don't think you can really compare Debussy with Wagner. It's a completely different kind of. I mean, you have Impressionism, which Wagner was highly important in what he launched and the kind of music he launched, and then you have Mahler and Berg and Schoenberg and all these people that were highly influenced by him. Maybe even Sibelius. Sibelius is harder to locate, but the Impressionist school and it's something completely different than your Germanic music. So I can't really see the comparison musically at all, and I don't think it was meant to be a parody of Wagner. It was a different way of approaching music. It's a different form of music.
Yeah, okay, Michael, you're speaking about the music. I'm not really competent to comment on the music, but I would certainly say from the story, from the presentation of Wagner's romanticism and symbolism and Tristan and Isolde, which is still somehow moving, whereas this seems to be like somebody saying, oh, let's just take this a step further, and then we will reveal to everybody how foolish this Wagnerian romanticism actually is. It really did come over to me as a parody.
It's again, you have to.
I'm not talking about the music. I'm not talking about music.
But you're also forgetting about the symbolism thing. The Tristan and Isolde is extraordinarily powerful. To me, it's my favorite Wagner, but by far. But and there's something very real about it. The raw emotions, the situation, the thing that they get into. I mean, it's a little bizarre with the love potion thing, but all right, that's just a mechanism to let them see who they are, what their desire was. Pelléas and Mélisande is, again, it's representing something much different, much more imaginative, much more mystical. It's somehow the raw emotions of humanity against uh, life in some respects, whereas Tristan and Isolde is really an affirmation of life, very strongly. In Pelléas and Mélisande, they're suffering because of something much greater than them.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for Bob in terms of the music. Does the music in the opera tell us whether or not she's bad or good? In other words, Does it have waltzes and, you know,
No,
that
no,
kind of stuff? Like
no,
you think about opera, or like Wagner, you know, very masculine in terms of the presentation. So the music that goes with the opera, what kind of music is it? Is it disjointed? I mean, do we get any sense of the characters through the music?
for myself, and I know Michael knows the opera very well, probably heard it more times than myself. But for me, the music is equivalent. It's like an acoustic representation of the unconscious. Yeah, definitely. That's how I feel when I listen to the music. There's no defined measurement of time. Definitely, you know, there's this merging of boundaries. There's no division of time. There's this continual flow of, you know, of the unconscious reflected in the harmonies coming to the fore, disappearing into the background. You know, the voices. You know, in one sense, being part of the textural. No, I don't. Part of it, the voices being part of the overall texture, which is a result of the combination of the voices and the orchestra. I don't, Michael,
Sorry,
what do
Michael,
you
have you got
think?
your hand up, or are you off?
Yeah, it's.
Oh,
I think what the real play is between light and darkness throughout the whole piece, and that's what is being symbolized. And probably one of the peak musical moments is after Goulot has taken Pelléas down to the underworld darkness, and then they come up, and then Pelléas just has this wonderful moment. He's back in the light. He's back in the air and the fresh air, and that's probably almost the peak of the whole opera is that moment and the music that then expresses that.
But
So,
is the music melodious?
oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's sumptuous. Yeah, you should listen to it. I think that's the best answer to your question is for you to use your own ears on YouTube.
Yeah, I found a bunch of postings on YouTube. They have this on YouTube a bunch of times.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You can easily find it.
It's a very well,
So I take it no film noir femme fatale saxophones for her.
well, I think people seem to be obviously we've actually gone on much longer than normal, so I thank everyone for keeping with it. And yeah, sorry, you know, obviously one doesn't like everything. Sorry that it didn't resonate well with you, Michael. But
I didn't honestly expect it to, so maybe I was prejudiced in advance. But I think it certainly suffered from. I'm absolutely shocked by the translation. I think it's outrageous that this translator should be allowed to get away with that.
Yeah.
Because I imagine the text was not very difficult, and as you know, I am quite interested in translations. And,
I don't think that the translation was a good one. No, that's definitely the case. Yeah, thanks. So thanks everyone, Michael, for your comments. Having seen the opera many times, and Robert, yeah, it's good to have you.
Oh, it's great. Really enjoyed it. Excellent.
Yeah, you brought a lot to the event, and it's nice to see a chess game in progress behind you. That's also
due to be started.
I was going to say it's not in progress. It's set up. It's
an old chessboard of my wife, which is a French one, so it just set it up recently.
Okay, it's good. All right. Yeah. Well.
What do people feel about, as we've got so many people, about the changed time? I was skeptical, to be honest, but it seems to suit people quite well. Certainly, in the number of people. I see some people nodding there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I thought we'd never see anyone from Australia, and then Paul turned up the first time in about 2 months.
With this to work, but that's
remarkable.
Good.
So maybe we'll stay with this time then.
Yeah. All right then. Should we all say goodbye now? I think.
Sure.
Thank you,
Maybe
Michael.
we need to think about next month, but
Yeah,
we'll
we
work
can
on
do that
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you, Stan.
No, thank you, Michael, and I hope we'll see one another at the British Museum sometime.
Great.
But not as exhibits, but as just people having a look.
Well, if
Bye-bye,
you would actually
everyone.
eat,
Bye.
if you would actually eat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
All right.
Bye bye. Have a good.
Bye.